Have you been personally victimized by Steam's regular sales? Well, I certainly have, and although I can't offer you anything in the form of compensation, I can offer you what I like to call a journey of redemption. Yes, I am talking about attempting or catching up. I need like a catchier phrase for this, really. But I'm just trying to finish my backlog. There are games I've been wanting to play for years, but I've just haven't gone around to. Some I just couldn't afford when they came out, or other ones I guess like they just kind of like got past me and I kind of forgot about them. But my wish list did continue to grow. I even tried resetting my Steam wish list to make it a bit easier for myself, but I very easily filled that up quite quickly. So I don't know if that actually helped or not, but I digress. I have meticulously chosen around 45 games to play over the next year. So I'm hoping I enjoy most of them, if not all of them, but that's yet to be seen. I have made a spreadsheet that has detailed the rough estimated time of completion. Thank you, How Long to Beat. That is a fantastic website resource when you're trying to be a bit more conscious about the time you're spending or need to spend to play a certain game. I've also just added like what year it came out and whether I owned it already, and if I haven't, I've added it to my Steam wishlist to make sure that I get updated when there's a sale, and hopefully it will not cost me too much money to finish buying the ones that I don't own yet, but we'll see about that. There's not a specific reason I've chosen 45 as the goal for the year. I had a look at how many hours I'd had to put in for 50, and that was like 3 hours of gameplay a day, which seems like just a little bit too high. 45 took me to 2.5 hours, which in high, like when you look at it, it's not a big difference, but it'll definitely add up over the year. I guess the other thing I was a bit wary of is that this is obviously timed based on my backlog games. This is not taking into account any new games that I hyperfixate on or anything like that. I know that the new Animal Crossing 3.0 update is coming out in January, and that will definitely take up a bit of my time. I also have Mouse PI for Hire on my wish list, and I think that is going to be a really good game. If you haven't seen the trailer, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It has kind of like Cuphead artwork, but it's a shooter. It looks like a ton of fun, and I'm definitely not going to miss out on that, right? The other game that I think it might be like my top game that I'm excited about, which is a co-op game. It's called Big Walk. It's by House, who are the same devs who did Untitled Goose Game, and it just seems like one of those fun mix of like puzzle, proximity chat, kind of shenanigans kind of game that is going to wear my time up, I'm sure, when that finally comes out. So I'm definitely looking forward to convincing as many friends as possible to play Big Walk with me and destroy my sleeping schedule. Yeah, that'll be fun. New releases may honestly be kind of like the roadblock to finishing my backlog. I'm going in the mindset of, hey, if it's a really good game and I'm really enjoying it, then honestly, if that means that I don't finish maybe a handful of games on my backlog, then I am okay with that. It's a penalty consequence, I suppose, that I'm willing to accept. Now, nothing screams enjoying your hobbies, like putting a deadline on them. And I'm like very aware that other creators who have tried to do like a backlog thing over the years have burnt out on games, which is, partially why I made the list as realistic as possible while also putting a good portion of games throughout the years that I haven't played on there. I've tried to balance it as much as possible. I've also kept in mind that currently, I would say I'm probably playing more than the minimum hours I would have to put in to finish my backlog. So it seems quite optimistic that I would be able to finish these games in that kind of allotted time. It's also like a good mix of games. So let's say like, I have quite a few Souls games on there. The good thing is, as long as I kind of start Souls games early enough in the year, I have enough different type of games to kind of break up when I kind of need to step back from the insanity of throwing yourself against a boss again and again and again and again and again. I've also made the mental note for myself that it is okay if I do not finish all 45 games at the end of the year. Although it is a realistic goal, if I am no longer enjoying this experiment, it is not worth pursuing. I enjoy games and I want to keep enjoying them. I do not want to burn myself out playing games just for the sake of a video. Actually, maybe you would like to find out about a few of the games that I've decided on playing this coming year. For the entire list, I've put together a Google spreadsheet, which is available to look at. I will link it down in the description below. But I do want to speak about a few of the games that I am really excited to play. Obviously, I'm excited for all the games, but these ones in particular, I have like particularly high on the list of wanting to play. Dark Souls has been on my to play list for a while. I was always a bit intimidated, I guess, by a bit by the games because I knew about how difficult they could be, and I wasn't sure if it was kind of they were the games for me. But after playing Silksong, I think that my personality allows me to throw myself at a boss repeatedly in the hopes that I will eventually prevail. And I'm not much of a rage quitter. So I think I'll be okay playing through all the Dark Souls series. We'll see how we go. We'll see how many deaths it will take for me to get through all of those bosses. On a totally different tangent, I have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon also on my list, like the OG old school original one. It is currently available on the Nintendo Switch Online store, so I thought that this would be a nice addition that I could acquire appropriately. You know, it was one of those games that I grew up always wanting. I don't know why we never got it. Don't remember why my parents decided not to buy it for us, but it was definitely one of those games that I would look on in jealousy because I just never owned a copy. And now I can. Wow. Adult life. Don't you love it? And the last game that I briefly want to mention that I'm very excited about playing is Animal Well. I literally have a documentary on YouTube in my watch later playlist waiting until I finish the game so that I can watch it. The art style looks sick. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't really delved any deeper than that because I'm trying to avoid spoilers as I do with all things. I've been on board the Metroidvania train for the last couple of months, so I feel like, especially because I'm coming very close to the end of Act 3 in Silksong, this is like my next step. Rather than going back to Hollow Knight or something, I can do something new and finish it. So I'm looking forward to kind of going down that trajectory, you know? So yeah, that is a small selection of the charcuterie board of games that I have coming up in the next year or so. I feel like I'm going across a good range of genres and quite a wide span of gaming history. It goes across about 20 years of gaming history, with some games being in the early-ish 2000s and some being just like a couple years old. To make it an even year, I've decided the start date of my backlog second job, I suppose you could call it, will be the 1st of January 2026, which is the day that this video goes up. And hopefully in a year's time, I will have rolled credits on all the games in my spreadsheet. I'm not planning on doing any video updates throughout the year while I'm still in the process of finishing the backlog. My plan is to just do one big video once the year is over to talk about kind of the experience, thoughts, feelings, etc., etc. I will be still filling out the spreadsheet with my kind of like mini review of the games that I finish along the way. There will also be some games that will be streamed on Twitch. So if there are any titles you'd particularly like to see streamed, then let me know and I can see if I can add it into the schedule. But that's it from me. Let me know in the comments if you have any games that you're planning on finishing in 2026, whether old or relatively new. You know, we all have to start somewhere with our backlog, right? But thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. I should probably get started. Hey.